Please welcome best-selling author, Rob Jolles.
Do you think it might be valuable, I don't care what you title your job, to be able to take your idea, put it in somebody else's brain, and make them feel like they thought of it? If you do, welcome to the world of influence.
Everyone needs the skills necessary to influence others. So why don't we embrace these skills? Could it be because we don't believe?
But I am not going to run away from that word influence. I'm proud of it. I'm going to wear it like a banner. I can influence. You already got whatever it was, you took a huge loss, you already got hammered by a bad decision because everybody stepped aside. We can get an order taker. It's the low-hanging fruit. We don't need a process. We don't need anything. Go pick up the pieces. But every now and then when they whistle and a salesperson comes down the pole, it's somebody who's paralyzed by that fear of change and needs a salesperson and needs somebody who can empathetically and compassionately ask the right questions.
A dynamic professional speaker, Rob Jolles has spent over 30 years teaching, entertaining, motivating, and inspiring countless clients, conducting thousands of keynotes and workshops all over the world.
My job is to teach people how to persuade. It isn't always pretty. Persuasion is not always pretty. Right. But we can wait for a problem to become dramatic, or we can have a conversation before it becomes a large problem.
Teaching the world how to influence the action of others. Redefining the art of persuasion. Changing the approach, the focus, the entire process of selling. Teaching audiences not only how to influence the actions of others, but also teaching them why.
Empathy. Empathy. You're right. If I tell you what your problem is, you're going to be upset with me. If I haven't earned the right to ask you those difficult questions, you're going to be upset with me. If I paint the picture for you, you're going to be upset with me. But if I'm empathetic and I've earned the right to be here, and I keep my questions short and open, then I can take you down that path.
We all know someone who needs to make a change. A client, a coworker, a friend. The solution is obvious, and yet no change occurs.
If it's a nice to have, we're not going to get these people over their fear of change. If it's a need to have, we will.
Rob Jolles knows the scenario all too well. As a salesman and a consultant, having spent decades teaching clients how to move others past the biggest stumbling block that faces us all, the fear of change.
People don't look down the road at their problems, and if they did, if we did, we'd all make different decisions. Our job is to get people to look down the road.
Why don't we ask tougher questions? Why don't we believe?
Forget the client for a moment. Think about, close your eyes and think if it was your best friend or your wife or a close colleague. You would have these conversations with them. But for some reason, because you care about them, but for some reason, we won't have these conversations with our client because it could be mean. It's not mean, it's merciful.
Rob Jolles, not just teaching the tactics, but helping audiences overcome their fear of change. Helping audiences to find the courage to use the tactics that are taught.
I don't want people to be afraid of influence. I want them to see that it has a place in society, and I want to try and show them where the line is.
Rob Jolles, delivering motivation, inspiration, entertainment, and most importantly, real-world information.
I'm talking about selling, and I'm talking about getting off the order-taking merry-go-round that we're on. Tell me what you need. I've got my pad. I'm a great listener. I bet you are. Unfortunately, I need a salesperson right now.
To me, selling's not what is, it's what if. Once what if happens, we don't need a salesperson. We need an order taker.
Too often, audiences are shown various tactics without fully understanding the logic behind these tactics. The real learning begins with understanding how people make decisions, what Jolles calls the decision cycle.
There is a buying cycle. It's something that I write about and teach. I actually won't teach a person how to sell until I show them the repeatable, predictable steps that somebody makes when they buy. Eight separate steps, 3 critical decision points, and why would that be irrelevant? If I can track the way you think, why wouldn't my first question for the rest of my life be, before I even think of a tactic, where's Steve? Where is he in his decision cycle? And let me line up with that.
When Rob Jolles speaks, He changes minds, and he does so by showing his passion in what he believes and through his honest discussions as he shares his tactics with his audiences. Change is not always easy.
I have to create trust, but once there's trust between us, I'm going to do something in a compassionate manner, in an empathetic manner. But I'm going to ask you some questions because I've earned the right to ask them that you have not been asking yourself. And by doing that, I'm going to take you into a darker area, but we're going to fix a problem before it becomes big. That's the key.
I know you're going to make a change, but I know you don't fix small problems, you fix big problems. So I got two choices. I can shut up and walk out of here after dumping some features on you, or I can get into a deeper conversation about the problem. Those are my choices. You find me manipulative? I don't. I find myself compassionate.
A firm believer in audience interaction, Rob Jolles delivers not only substance, but he also provides humor along the way.
And with that, let the games begin. We will see who the true master of mental agility is, but like I said, you're all winners in my book. All right, seriously.
From the seasoned sales rep to those individuals who simply want to apply influence to their worlds, Rob Jolles delivers a universal message based upon his lifetime of experience in both training and selling.
I'm a little over 2 million in the air right now, so that'll give you a sense of how far this throat has traveled.
Former top salesman and sales trainer for New York Life and the most tenured sales trainer in Xerox history, Rob Jolles personally trained every Xerox sales trainer for close to a decade. He has traveled the world teaching and inspiring others in his position as president of Jolles Associates, an international training consulting firm. Rob Jolles, training the world not just how to sell, but how to change minds and the art of influence without manipulation. With a sharp eye towards implementation, Rob continues to set the standard in delivery of presentations and his desire to change organizational cultures. Speaker slides, text, and notes for all keynotes. Mental agility, self-paced exercises to reinforce tactics that are taught. Role plays, case studies, and even simulations for lengthier workshops to help master the tactics. Management support training on implementation benchmarks, coaching, feedback, and the incorporation of job aids. Rob reaches his audience through a variety of media. On his website, where you'll find his numerous radio and television interviews. Part blog and part article, his bi-monthly blarticles provide a multitude of business messages for thousands of subscribers. His highly regarded articles appear in numerous business publications. His best-selling books have been translated into 6 different languages, and his seminars and programs continue to attract diverse audiences from conventional sales clients including Toyota, Disney, Nortel, GE, and over 50 financial institutions, to the less conventional clients including doctors, lawyers, teachers, managers, parents, hostage negotiators, NASA engineers, and so many more. Rob's powerful presentations win high marks from companies and organizations all over the world. From kickoffs to keynotes to multi-day workshops, Rob Jolles draws on his highly successful sales and speaking background to customize and lay out simple, repeatable, predictable, measurable processes for influence that truly redefine influence. Rob Jolles shows you how to change minds. The art of influence without manipulation. For more information on Rob Jolles and how to change minds, contact Jolles Associates Incorporated.